Aw, look at them. I haven't seen two robots so in love since Wall-E and Eve. In fact, they're so in love, they've turned red completely and will combine into a bigger mech to consummate their marriage. What is going on, guys? MJ2005 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the P-Bandai high-grade Gundam TR-6 Barzam II Re-Zeon version from Advance of Zeta Reboot, with the TR-6 being a machine that only Alicia Zabi and her close associates are allowed to pilot. It was equipped with Barzam parts for Wendy's use, alongside the Eleanor satellite link system for Psychomu communication, and a specialized head to facilitate that and to bolster troop morale. This larger than average high grade comes with a total of 19 runners, a modest sticker sheet, and a small decal sheet. But as you may be able to guess, the Barzam II is a combination of the Gundam TR-6 Woundwort and the Reboot Barzam, so this kit is essentially a 2-in-1 set with 4 new runners to make up the original parts. That heavily extends onto the build as well, as the majority of it is just retreading old steps from the constituent kits, with only the new torso and head making up the substantial differences. But that doesn't jack up the difficulty to where a beginner won't be able to handle it. The real challenge lies in the red plastic, as while the gate placement is fine for the most part, the red does mark up quite easily, so being careful and precise are paramount. Otherwise, this is just one of those box sets disguised as an entirely new kit. However, all of that work isn't for naught, as the high-grade Gundam TR-6 Barzam II sports a great appearance right out of the box. With the reuse of great base parts and the fantastic tooling of the new parts, the proportions are accurate to the source material, which is also echoed in the color choices. On that token, I think the highlight of the visuals is the part separation, since the new head, torso, and retooled phallic subarm features full color separation for even the tiniest of details. Yes, even the chevron on the subarm. On that note, stickers are used on the eyes, leg and booster pod sensors, the black recesses on the shoulders, and the small white and grey details on the legs and back skirt, which are mostly for filling in old insufficiencies, with the ones on the hover units looking the dodgiest. Conversely, the only missing details are isolated to some more recesses, the red for the manicure and the original TR-6 shoulders, some grey for the ends of the chest pipes, and the grey and white missile pod details. Some panel lining will also enhance this presentation, but with a combination of retooled parts, good base kits, the removal of some dodgier color elements, and possessing more traditional limbs, the high-grade Gundam TR-6 Barzam II is ready to go out of the box. But subjectively speaking, I think the back is missing something to make this Gundam on stilts look more proportionally balanced. But I should count my blessings that minimalism was the chosen approach instead of something horrendously impractical. Articulation starts with a hinged ball-jointed head with decent range, but the side panels will be restrictive. The arms can swing forward a little, and can rotate on both a peg at the base, and roll and rotate with the actual ball-jointed shoulder. There's a shoulder raise, a ball-jointed bicep, double-jointed elbows, and hinged, ball-jointed wrists. The torso can crunch side to side a tiny bit, but there's no waist nor phallic subarm movement, as those are reserved for the booster pod and the 2 movable back skirt segments. But the real limiting factor for the kicks is the legs colliding with the new torso parts. There's a thigh rotation, leftover folding hips, and Woundwort knees, double-jointed Barzam knees that can only bend 90 degrees at maximum, because good luck getting anything out of the unconfigured leg, demonstrating the extendable, triple-jointed hovering units. Finally, the leg booster can move away from the hinged, ball-jointed feet that also have moving toes. Articulation isn't the best with the Barzam II, since despite the minimalistic design for a doubled-up mobile suit, it is still quite bulky at parts where it mattered. Thankfully, the rigidity is somewhat improved over the standard Woundwort, but the leftover hip joints contribute to a spongy feeling, which isn't necessarily the best outcome. Accessories are minimal with this kit, since besides the holding hands, there's an alternate head with the open antenna and its set of eye stickers to depict the activated Eleanor satellite link system for a bird's eye view under Minovsky particle interference or low visibility. It does also emphasize the proportional imbalance from the empty back though. As for actual weapons, the crackers on the thighs are not usable. That leaves the extendable missile launchers on the torso, and the beam rifle with attached grenade launcher as the Barzam II's firearms. With the missing blue scope, the rifle simply sandwiches into the hand and pegs into the bicep for the kit's use. And besides featuring a bend at the rifle to retain some arm articulation, it also has a new cover piece that houses a spare grenade and attaches the grenade launcher to it. Additionally, the grenade launcher itself can be detached and used separately by sandwiching the two foldable handles into the hand, or stored separately on the other bicep for later use, achievable on both sides thanks to the rotating attachment. For melee, a beam saber stored in the phallic subarm can be deployed from attaching an extended arm piece between the two segments, and used with the included SB13 beams after rearrangement. And thanks to the extension and the way the manipulator is designed, the extended subarm can rotate and fold up and down, while the saber can be held in one of 3 orientations. But I'm sorry, if your default melee attack is to pitch a tent over the female piloting you, I'd probably take amnestics to forget ever meeting you. Just use your hands to hold the saber, you weirdo. Oh, and please attach a separate vent piece to your legs and deploy the hover units to retreat in shame, pronto, so that you can equip a set of leg boosters or even a shield booster to run away faster for repeat occasions, and equip a different set of arms with the other TR-6 expansion adapters to pass the blame on to the others. You dirty With a Dragon Ball fusion of a kit like this, it's natural that you'd get literally everything to revert the kit back to its separate bodies, except the mono eye for the Barzam and the full composite shield booster besides its legs. Granted, you literally have to disassemble the Barzam II for that to happen, but these can serve as great fodder to reconfigure the kit's contents however you wish. If you've been with me for long enough, you'd know I'm always wary of any new TR-6 kits because the feature set is far more than the structure itself can handle. And with the Barzam II, it's a simplistic upgrade on paper that was set up for years, but honestly, it's a rather mixed bag. It's one of the coolest TR-6 variants to date, and there's no denying that the high grade has faithfully represented that aesthetic. The body up until the waist has been properly upgraded to accommodate and support the new parts, and while the kit doesn't have any fundamental feature changes compared to the root kits, I think the male's morning handshake of a beam saber is a nice addition without being too overly cumbersome. However, the spongy lower body and dodgy clips for the back skirt are kinda where the kit falls short, since besides working around the bulky design as it is, the squidgy structure just doesn't help its case. But at the end of the day, it's far less of a problem when compared to the other TR-6 kits, so this kit is still somewhat balanced in terms of goods and bads. I'd leave it up to you guys to decide for your own purchase, but I cannot deny that high-grade Gundam TR-6 Barzam II still looks very stunning. And that's all for me. Thank you for watching, drop a like and comment if you did enjoy the video, subscribe for more content like this, and a special thank you to the channel members, credits in the description below. That said, take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out guys, bye bye.